This conference will now be recorded.
Hi guys, can you able to hear me? Hello.
Yes, Ram. Yes.
Okay, so what I'm going to discuss today. So we have a few more transformations like a lookup transformation and a stored procedure transformation. So the scenario is I have a data in my SQL Server table. So that data I want to load into again another database from SQL Server. It might be both are the cloud. But the thing is, I don't want to load the whole data. Generally, till now, what we loaded, for example, I have a data like this: employee number, employee name, salary, and joining date like 100 from 1000 salary, and this employee joined on 2020 0101, and 200 Sham 2000 2020 020. So this is how we have the data. So when I'm loading this data into my target table, I'm going to load completely the whole data. Correct? Again tomorrow, one more record added. That kind of situations, what will happen? 300 Vihan 3000 and added 2021 010. So this is how we have the data over here. Correct? Again tomorrow when you are loading the data, what you are doing? Either you are truncating the whole data and then again the whole data you are going to copy over here. Yes, we are going to copy the whole data from here and loading here. So I don't want to do like this. So whatever the data yesterday you loaded, I want to keep that data over here. Any record newly added, only that record I want to process. This is called incremental loading. Loading, whenever you are doing this data loading, your data factory pipeline, it has to load only newly added records in your source system to be added into your target. Newly added records. So how to do this one? So to do this one, you need to create a data factory pipeline. As a part of that, you require two databases, and in one of the database you require, in first database I'm creating one source table and another one is a target table, and also you need to maintain one watermark table. What do you mean by watermark table? Till what date you have loaded yesterday? How will you identify new records here? So you have loaded the data till here last time into here, but how to find out only these records? How to identify which record is a new record, newly added? So whenever I'm loading this data, till what date you have loaded? When you have loaded this data? Till yesterday. So that date I will save somewhere in a table. Then tomorrow when I'm going to load the data, while I'm taking the records from this table, select star from this table where this joining date is greater than whatever the date you have was saved here. Greater than yesterday means whatever the newly added records today, those records will be copied over here. So to implement this one, Total how many tables required? 3 tables required. One table is for source, another table is for destination, another table is for to save your date. So this we have a scenario already predefined scripts available. I will try to take the same scripts instead of wasting of the time to explain the scenario.
Is it possible we can load the value into one variable and we can direct on fly we can use the variable?
Yeah, that's what we are going to do. The value, whatever the till date, what did you have loaded this data, that value we will save in a table that we will query again into you need to write down a query, right? Select star from where joining date greater than whatever the date we have. So variable will hold only single value, right?
Correct. That's what I'm saying. The first step we can do like this also, like select maximum of joining date, and we can capture the variable into some. We can capture the value into some variable, and the on fly we can use that one, right?
No, I don't want to take the maximum date. I want to take whenever my pipeline runs, I want to keep that, okay? Because I want to keep that instead of max date, I will keep till what date when your pipeline ran. So till that date records needs to be loaded. Max record it might be 15 days back or 20 days back. I want to save inside one table, because if you are keeping in a variable, if you want to add it, okay, till what did you have loaded your data, you may not understand. So that is the reason we are going to keep inside our table. If you want to modify something, let's say for example, tomorrow you want to load this data, load this data from starting onwards. Then in your watermark table, if you are changing that value as per your requirement, you can able to change that one. If it is a variable, you cannot change that one. Okay, anyhow, so that is also possible. Let me do this one first. So to implement this one, simply go to Azure portal.
Sorry to interrupt. If you don't have date column, do we have any lookup function?
That is a different topic. That is a slowly changing dimension mechanism that we will do in the data flows inside.
Okay.
So any questions you have, you can ask it at the ending, because if the people are asking in between, class will not move forward. All right, because there are 25 people. So click on sign in. Oh, anyone having a account, Azure account? Can you please guys share it? Okay, someone is leaving. So which one you want me to select? Can I select your mobile? Text to your mobile. Yeah, tell me the verification code. All right. So first let me create a SQL server, SQL database. Create. So free trial version. Let me create my own resource to delete e-classes project source database. Create a SQL server. E-classes 123 SQL. E-classes. Set some password for SQL server purpose. Confirm the same password and click on OK. What happened? Create elastic pool. I want to reduce the number of DTUs. I will make it basic. Alright. Click apply. Review and create it. So I want to take the predefined scripts whatever available. That is incremental loading in Azure Data Factory. Right. So this is my source table. Let me take this, insert, copy this one. Incremental loading. This is my source table script. And where is your target table? Okay, so target table also same table I'm going to create, but a different name I will give. Create data target. Okay, so this is a target table. From this table, I want to load the data into this one. So you need a watermark table, right? So you require this copy, because inside this table only we are going to store when your pipeline has run till what data loaded, and try to insert the data. Insert into watermark table values, because at least one value is required. Till this date, whatever first time when it is going to load the data, till this date, greater than this date, all the records will be loaded. You can put 1999 as well, whichever the minimum date you can put. Greater than that date, whatever the data you have in your source table, all the records will be loaded. Mostly my data is in 2017. So all records are greater than 2010. That is the reason you need to put. Next time onwards, we are going to update that. How to update? We are going to use a stored procedure. Update that watermark table where the watermark value is nothing but a date equal to the. I will put get date or whatever. I will modify according to that. Okay. Let me see whether this created or not. All right. Go to the resource. And set server firewall, add client IP, and hello Azure resources. Save it. Click OK. Create one more database. To create one more database, again go to the click create new database. E-classes project, database name, target database, E-classes 123. You can use this elastic pool, review and create it. All right, so go to the resource. So now first go to the source database and create the tables. Let me go back. SQL databases, source, query editor, click OK. Create a table, EMP, employee number, integer, employee name. Sorry, already I have a script, right? Yeah, just let's take scripts. Create table and insert some data. All right, so let's execute this. Done. So what I'm doing, I'm creating a table. So data source table contains person ID, person name, and when the record has modified last time. Okay, and I'm inserting some sample data, person ID, person name, and the last modified date. Whenever you are inserted or updated, the date will be changed. Next, go to the second database. Let me open another window. Instead of doing in a single window, go to another database, target database. Inside your target database, you can create this table, target table. Okay, then click OK. Then run it. All right, so table has created, target table, and also the watermark table. Watermark table means whenever a table, your pipeline data loaded to a table, then it has to update the date till what date you have loaded the data. So just maintain this table also inside the target database. Okay, run it, and I want to put some sample date for this watermark table. So what is the date you want to insert? I want to insert this date. Just make a copy of this one and insert some sample date. And insert, run it. Done. Now you need to create a procedure. Create procedure, procedure name, at the rate last modified date. You don't require all these things. No issues. I'm going to copy the stored procedure. Why we need a stored procedure? Okay, let us see this later. First, I'm going to try to implement this scenario by creating a data factory. So let's go to data factory. Data factories. Create. ESTS location. E classes. BI factory. Version 2. Git configuration. Disable. Review and create it. Create it. Okay. Go to the data factory. open the Azure Data Factory Studio. Yeah, can you tell me the OTP? Okay, so let me create two linked services. One linked service is let me create SQL database. This is for source. Okay, create it. One more for target. Target. Right. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, so two linked services created. Take a pipeline, new pipeline, and incremental loading. Take a copy data activity. go to the source, create one data set, new SQL database. What is the linked service you want to connect? Source database. What is the table data you want to load? Source table data. This I am going to give it as a DS SRC Azure SQL table. Then go to sync. Sorry. Create a new one. Again SQL database. To which table you want to load the data. DS target table, click OK. Now we can do the mappings. Okay, so this is how, if you are running this one, data will be loaded. Correct? It is taking data from a table, loading into a table. But I don't want to take the data from the table. Of course, from the table I want to take, but always I want to take the data from the table. The last modified date is greater than the whatever the date I have in a watermark table. Understand? Whatever the date I have inside this watermark table, so for this date greater than records I want to pull. Okay, so how to do this one? So here, instead of taking a table, you need to take the query. Simply go to the query, select star from, okay, select star from table. Which table? The table name is source table. This one, data underscore source underscore table. Where, sorry, select star from data underscore source table, where last modified date time greater than the date whatever you have. Okay, okay. So, but how to get this date, the last watermark date from this table? How will you get from this watermark table? Select. What is the value? Let me go to this table, watermark table. This watermark value, watermark value from watermark table. So whatever the date we have over here, that date I want to take. If you want to write down a filter condition also, you can write down the filter condition. Filter condition for where table name equal to, what is your table name? This data source table. Okay, for this table, whatever the watermark value you have, so that data I'm going to query into my data factory. How to query a value into your data factory, and whatever the value you are querying, how to pass to your copy data activity. So in that kind of situations, you need to use lookup activity. So lookup activity is going to query the value. So click on lookup, go to settings, create a new data set, SQL database. Which one it is? It is your target database. Take that linked service. But what is the table? Watermark table. Click OK. Okay, instead of taking table, I want to take a query. Keep your query. So this query is going to take the watermark value for this particular table over here. Do you want to preview this? So this is the date it is returning. Give proper name for this lookup. Lookup watermark. Okay, just connect this one. So whatever the value returned by this query, what we have mentioned inside, the watermark value we are passing to this copy data activity. Then you can use inside your copy. Here you can. So what is the format you need to write down? You need to keep dynamic content. Click on dynamic content. Select star from data source table where last modified date time greater than activity lookup watermark dot output dot first row. You don't need to write down that, but you need to put in a single quotes. So where you can put in single quotes, let me show you the script for that. Copy this one. Right. Select star from table where last modified date time greater than single quotes at the rate, and whatever you have the lookup watermark value of output. When you are clicking on this, it will come here. Then after you need to write down. So it might return more than one row, right? But of course, currently it is returning only single value. If any chance if it is returning more than one value, I want to take first row. And what is the value? What is your column name? So the column name is watermark value. What is the value you are taking? That is watermark value. So that column name you need to specify over here. Then bracket close. So you need to put these extra things. Single quotes at the rate, bracket open, and bracket open, close single quotes. And you need to put first row dot watermark value. Okay. Then click OK. This is your, our activity name is lookup watermark. Just remove this one, or else I will frame it. Here you can write down. Click on this. So you need to put single quotes @ bracket open output dot first row dot watermark value. Click OK. Done. So lookup will return the last modified date that I am passing to this copy data activity. Whenever it is querying, greater than that date it will. So you need to update your record, right? Update your watermark table, right? So how to update a watermark table? By using a stored procedure activity. So by using this stored procedure activity, what is the stored procedure you are going to create? Inside my target database, I want to create one stored procedure. Create procedure name sp underscore update mark, okay, as begin update watermark table, set watermark value equal to get date, where table name equal to whatever the table name. What is the table name? This is your table name. Just writing one update statement with whenever your pipeline runs, at that time what is the value, it will update over here. Okay, just end it. Create this. Now we can take a procedure activity to update. Go over here, settings, select a linked service target. What is your procedure? Just now we created one procedure. So now we can debug it. Let me check my target table. Select start from data underscore target. Select start from watermark table. This is data underscore source table 2021-08. See, today date it has updated. Correct? And what is the data it has loaded? I hope it has loaded all the data from your source table. And also you can see over here how many records transferred. 5 records. Okay, let me do one thing. I will insert one record in my source table. Go to source database. I want to insert a new record with the tomorrow date. Query editor. Click OK. Select start from data source. I want to insert one record into this table. Let me use this already inserted script. So I will make it 6. F 2021. What is the current month? 8, right? So I will make the month number as a 12 and 12. So something feature record I have inserted. So this date is greater than definitely our watermark table. So only one record will be needs to be inserted. Okay, now debug it. So lookup activity, you can able to query the data from your source system. Okay, let me see how many records transferred. See, only one record transferred. That is just you added a new record. So this is how whenever there is a new record added, it will. So what I'm trying to discuss here, lookup transformation first will execute and it will give you the last time whatever the watermark value you have in the watermark table, that will pass to your copy data activity. Copy data activity will query the data from your data source table greater than the last watermark date, and that records will be inserted into target. Then finally your stored procedure will update the last watermark value by using the stored procedure. So lookup is for querying some data and returning to the next activity. Stored procedure is just executing, it is not going to return any data here. The result whatever you are getting from stored procedure, you cannot pass to any other activity. Can I execute a stored procedure inside lookup activity? Yes, you can. You can execute a stored procedure. Can I write down update statements inside this? Yes, you can write down, but at the ending you need to write down one select statement. For example, if you are writing any of one update statement like update table set employee number equal to 100, then you need to write down simple select statement, select one, because lookup always should return some dummy value. Okay, that is the reason whatever the statements you are writing, then you need to write down at the ending select one. Clear? So this is all about the today's session. So just practice. I will share all these scripts, the GoToMeeting chat.
Ram, no, simple execute query, which like if I need to truncate one table, which one we need to use?
Yeah, so that also you can write down in lookup. But
Lookup, okay.
after you are writing, or you can use a stored procedure for that. Stored procedure active
Okay.
also.
Okay.
But you need to write,
In
you are writing it, select one or zero, whatever, something it needs to return. The final statement should be a select statement.
Okay, okay, got it.
If you want to use instead stored procedure, write down a stored procedure. Inside you can put truncate table, and that's all.
Okay, there is no plain execute like SQL execute task, right?
That is only lookup.
Okay, got it.